Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel and some more OP replays. We have two replays. We have the STB and the new T100 Lite. And first up, we have NX Gen again. Yes, they have featured on the channel quite a lot over the last month or so. And he is driving the STB1. So Get Noobed I mean, the STB is a great tank when played correctly, and he needs to sort of, if he can go hold down and use the turret, he's got gun depression, and he's got a very strong turret to go with that gun depression. So straight away he is doing exactly that, but he does have a 121B over the other side, and now he has the Super Conqueror over the other side of this ridge as well. And if these guys are facing him, then these are going to be extremely difficult to pen. But of course, the Sheridan is not going to be too difficult to penetrate. Now, the 121B decides to move, relocate, but on his way there, he does get shot from our STB here. So 1,300 damage so far, and I think he's kind of realized that position. Yes, it's good for him, but it's not good for to try to get damage. And I think he's realized that, and he relocates into a better position. He gets the shot on the mouse, and of course, he still has the 121B over the other side, but he's focusing on the mouse at the moment because the mouse is just giving him pretty much free damage. And then the 121B again makes an awful mistake and overextends himself, and he gets shot again. So he's going to go for the mouse there. Unfortunately, doesn't quite penetrate, but the mouse does clear the grill. So that is already one tank down for his team. But the mouse is being a little bit brave there, but he's at that angle where he just can't penetrate. Even with heat, he couldn't even penetrate the turret there. So he's just going to go up a little bit forward. Of course, if he's going up the way where he is, he does have to be careful on the tanks to the left, because they may be able to see the side of the turret. And of course, there is a couple of TDs around as well, but the mouse is just going full YOLO mode at the minute. So he's just trying to farm up this mouse while he's in a decent position to do so, and just get this free damage, because at the moment that is what this is. It is absolutely free damage. So he's got the mouse now down to a one shot, and hopefully his team do manage to clear him, but nope. Almost. He almost had the kill then. So that is another tank down. So it's now 5 versus 6, and he does get shot from the mill there. So he now needs to pick his targets wisely, because the team have started to flank around. Needs to be careful of the Super Conqueror there. Gets a nice shot, but he does get shot in return. So he's now only on 800 hit points, 4.3k damage. Now the E4 is around here, the 121B is around here. He should be able to clear him, and he does. And now he can try and focus on this E4, but now he needs to be careful, because he is a one shot and the E4 is looking. And of course, there are tanks behind that is just farming him as he's not looking. So a bit of a mistake there with his surroundings, not paying attention to his surroundings, and he lost a lot of hit points. And because of that, he's a one shot to a few of these tanks. There's still 2 TDs out there. There's a Super Conqueror. If he can get to the side of him, he can hesh him. So it'll be a one shot to him, and now it is a 2 versus 5. Lucky miss there from the Object 704, very lucky indeed. And here comes the Super Conqueror, and he does get shot, but luckily he survives, and 34 hit points is going to become very, very important. But the Super Conqueror, he gets lucky that the T57 was looking his way. 34 hit points, 2 versus 3, and it's still a lot of work to do. The Emil was up there. The Sheridan, fair enough, is a one shot. His last remaining tank, the T57, is now a one shot. So he's got his work cut out, and there goes the T57. Luckily, the T57 does clear the Sheridan before he dies. Yeah, I'm not sure why this T100 decides to sort of just shut up. So 6.4k damage. He's already done a great amount of damage, but of course there is still 2 tanks left. Now he really ought to focus the Emil first if he can. Well, actually, scrap that. I didn't realize that E4 was actually a one-shot, so he does now clear the E4. So he's on 2 kills now, and it is now a 1 versus 1. But of course, he is spotted. He needs to reset his camo, and he needs to catch this Emil off guard. Luckily, the Emil, I mean, he's still on 2,100 hit points, so there is still a lot of hit points to go, and there is still 2.5 minutes left on the clock. But he is only on 34 hit points. It's just going to take a bit of HE from the Emil, but of course, to do that, the Emil has to hit his shot. Now, he's playing it very risky there. He was spotted, and the Emil luckily wasn't even looking this way, so he got away with that one. He really did get away with that one. And again, he needs to reset his camo, and maybe he can get a shot before he gets spotted, but nope, he doesn't, and he gets a lucky bounce. Very, very lucky bounce. Now, the Emil could just shoot HE, to be honest, and that should be enough, but he's playing it risky. I mean, you got to risk it. You got to risk it for a biscuit in this game. But luckily, the Emil can't aim, and he's basically just missed all of his shots. So now the STB Get Noobed is going to push a little bit more forward, but don't forget the Emil is an auto reloader, so he only has to reload 1 shell, and again he misses that shell, so he's now should have only really reloaded 1 shell. I don't think he would have had time to reload 2 shells, but now he would have probably have 2 shells there because he hasn't been shooting. Again, he just can't aim. This guy can't aim for anything, and now it is a 1 versus 1. Both tanks are a 1-shot, so whoever messes up here is going to pay the price. And again, he is he's getting worried at this point. I mean, but he is on 8.6k damage, and again the Emil misses his shot. Has he got another shell reloaded? It looks like he has, and our guy is now gonna he's trying to push forward. He's trying to get the snapshot, but it's just not working for him at the moment. But again, he has to be careful because I can understand why he's doing this. I mean, he doesn't want to expose himself for too long, but with just 37 seconds left on the clock, finally he manages to get the kill. But nevertheless, a fantastic game. Does get lucky that the Emil, I don't believe, was a great player. Let's see, 700 damage. I mean, yeah, he's not the best of players, so he did get away with that. If the Emil was a better player, then 100% that would have been a loss. I mean, look at that. He misses 10 shots and he still pulls off the win. So well played. 8.8k damage and a nice victory there. Next up, we have SP Stability. Okay, we're just going to call him MC. Now, he is driving the brand new tank, the T100 Lite. Now, I've already said this is a fantastic tank. Of course, it does have the new spotting mechanic. People are saying it's OP, the spotting mechanic. At the minute, I can't really agree or disagree with that. I haven't been in a game where it's really helped me out, or I haven't seen anyone sort of where it has really helped them out and changed the outcome of the game. But people are saying it's OP. I don't believe it's OP. The tank itself is a very, very good tank. Great DPM, and what, 3,000, almost 3,600 DPM. So it's got great DPM, it's got great speed, great mobility all around, and it's very low to the ground as well. The tier 9 version, I mean, I did my video this morning of the tier 9 version, and that got so much hate because I don't like the tank. And I don't think the tank is absolutely fantastic. And obviously, most of you disagree with that. But I've been getting a lot of hate messages because I don't think the tank's great. Everyone's got their own opinion, guys. And I'm just basing it on my opinion. And yeah, the tank might be good. I know I'm only running it at the moment with 75% crew, and it might change when I get to the 100% crew. But you know, it's my opinion. I don't think the tank is great. There's a couple of you that agree. Most of you disagree. Most of you think the tank is fantastic. But yeah, there's just a few things with the tank that I just don't think is great. The DPM is one of them. The penetration's not great, but you know, if you switch to heat, it's not bad, almost 300 millimeters. And I just think it's sort of sluggish, and I want it to be quicker. It's a light tank, but actually it's not a light tank, it's a medium tank, but I want it to be a light tank. It is a light tank, and I want it to have that sort of light tank mobility, and that's the main reasons I don't like the tank. So if you disagree, which is absolutely fine, like, I don't mind people disagreeing. Everyone has their own opinion, and everyone has a right to have their own opinion. But guys, like, There's no need for the hate. I mean, if you disagree, just say, sorry, Meadsy, I disagree, I like the tank. That's it. There's no need for the hate messages and the DMs that I'm getting, like, what the fuck is this? Your channel here, you talk bullshit. Like, dude, it's my opinion. And I don't like the tank. And when I base my reviews off a sort of 48 to 50% player, I don't think them kind of players, like the average kind of player, will do fantastic in the tank. However, with this, the T100, it's got DPM, it's got speed, it's got almost everything except for the armor profile, and I think more average players will do well in this than they will the tier 9 version. But so far, let's talk about the rest of the game. So MC, he's already had a decent game. He's still full hit points. It is 4 against 5, however, but now he needs to use that mobility to get around these guys. He's trying to go for the lower hit point tank there, which is the Foch. He has been spotted, but luckily the Foch decides he doesn't want to move. So of course, going for the Foch, I'm not quite sure why now he's going for the K91 instead of going for the Foch, because the Foch is a one-shot. Maybe he's trying to get the shots off on the K91 before he goes out of sight. I don't know, unless he's just trying to farm damage. But 100% he's doing wrong here. He needs to clear that Foch. For me, the Foch is more dangerous than the K91. But now the K91 is a one-shot. He does clear him, but he does take a shot from the mouse. So now it is a 2 versus 4, but the situation he's got now, he's got the Foch looking at him, and if he would have just taken the shot out a minute ago, he wasn't looking at him. It was an easy shot, and it would have cleared a tank, and he would have probably even cleared the K91 by now as well. But not having to do that, the Foch being a one shot is still in the game, and he's still reloaded, and he can still do a big amount of damage per shot. So it's now a 2 versus 4, 4.7k damage. So that one mistake really is all he does. Of course, people make mistakes. It's absolutely fine to make a mistake. Sometimes you pay the price, sometimes you get away with it, and this game he's pretty much going to get away with it. Now the mouse is up there. Now I would probably leave and ignore the mouse, because the mouse is not that dangerous. It hasn't got great DPM, it's slow, and there are other tanks out there that are more dangerous than the mouse. So of course that you've got the grill there, that is a 2-shot. You've got the waffle down there. You've still got the Foch that's still alive, but luckily the grill is not looking at him, and he just literally baits him there, and he does get the shot, and he does now get the kill. So he's got it down to a 2 versus 3. Of course, at the moment he's going to go for the mouse because he's the only target to go for, but again, now he's doing the right thing. He's going to ignore the mouse and go for a different target, and that is the 2 waffles. Now they are the most dangerous targets. They've got the speed, they've got the guns, and they are focusing on his last remaining teammate. So of course, helping his teammate go for these is more effective than going for the mouse that is around here all on his own. And of course, taking care of these 2 guys, the mouse will be is very slow, and of course he's a light tank with the mobility. He can easily deal with the mouse. So there goes the Foch. Finally, there goes the Foch, and it now just leaves the mouse. But luckily the mouse is just not, the mouse doesn't want to know him. The mouse wants to know the 60 TP. No idea why. If I was the mouse, I'd be trying to focus this T100 because he's more dangerous than the 60 TP. But yeah, he doesn't do that. Luckily the 60 TP misses his shot. He bounces his shot, which means a bit more damage for our guy MC. And of course, I said it in the video, in my review video of the tank, we're going to see some big damage games in this tank for sure with that DPM, and already one day in, 8,200 damage. So well played, MC. A little mistake there with the Foch, but you know, he recovered, and he got a very, very nice win. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.